All right, let me have a serious conversation with you real quick. For those of you who don't know who I am, I'm a stock and options trader, but let's just set that aside for a minute. I want to talk about an issue that I'm seeing on social media at an alarmingly aggressive rate the past month or so, and that is personal finance. In particular, people not being able to afford basic human necessities. In the past 5-10 minutes, I went on TikTok and just on my For You page, I saw 4 different videos in the past 5 minutes with grown adults borderline in tears because they're doing everything they possibly can. They're working 50, 60 hours a week and they have, 1 or 2 kids or more, and they can't afford, they're just drowning. And they can't pay for rent or a mortgage or the car payment, groceries, health insurance, basic human necessities. And over the years, I've been creating content for a while now, for about 3 years. I've been stock trading, options trading for almost 9 years. And I've had a lot of people ask me over the years, well, how come you don't show or flex your house and all the things that you own and the vacations and all those? Because my wife and I do extremely well for ourselves. I'll say that. But not everybody does. So a couple reasons why I don't flex my stuff. One, because it's my house and my family live here. I don't like to show that shit. So second thing is, I'm a big believer in, being at least a little humble. And in the stock trading community, that's very rare, just point blank. But now a third reason that's starting to develop slowly over time is I don't feel it's right to brag and show my beautiful home when people are out there drowning. I don't feel that's morally or ethically right. Now, some people could paint the picture of, well, you could use it to motivate other people. Yeah, that's true. But if somebody is so on the extreme over here and you showed them the other extreme, most of the time, by my experience about talking to other people, that doesn't really motivate a whole lot of people. Not as many as you would think. It actually does the opposite. It makes them feel overwhelmed. And it actually makes them shut down and quit. That's what I found. So, let's talk about the underlying problem. But let me preface by saying this. The videos that I mentioned a little bit ago about grown adults, like almost in tears crying because they can't afford everyday necessities, these were pretty much all millennials, okay? And I'm a fellow millennial too, so I'm a little biased, but the numbers don't lie. I'm not going to cite a study or anything. There's thousands of them out there. You guys can Google this yourselves. But this particular one of the posts I saw earlier was a gentleman who was talking about in the United States, there are about 72 million millennials and 69 million baby boomers. So pretty close in the amount in that particular generation. But the baby boomers own 10 times as much of the net worth or the wealth in this country as millennials do. Now, from my perspective, I think the biggest culprit of that is student loans. Student loans have been such a burden for millennials that most people just can't get out from underneath them. These student loans should have never happened in the first place. I don't have a student loan. My wife doesn't have a student loan. We're completely debt free outside of our house. So I can't really relate, but I can empathize because I've seen the numbers. I've seen the studies. I've seen the debt that millennials have accrued just from student loans alone. Baby boomers didn't really have that issue. Yeah, they had loans. They went to college and all those things. But the cost of college tuition has gone up like thousands of percent over the past 20, 30 years. That's insane. So that's over the past handful of decades for the student loans. The other cost of living, we can just retrace that back to the past 3 years, prior before the pandemic. And myself, as well as a handful of other of my investor and trading buddies, we came on social media and said, during the pandemic, this is the biggest form of legal theft in the history of humankind. And we got destroyed on social media for saying that. Matter of fact, whenever I said it, I got blocked from both TikTok and Facebook and Instagram for saying those things. I think I was right. I think we were right, is a better way to say it. People were sitting there saying, stimmies, send out the stimmies with the stimulus checks. And I'm sitting here thinking from the outside looking, because I didn't get a stimulus check. And I'm sitting here looking at it like this, what are we doing? What are we doing? That's going to be paid for in inflation. I was saying this back in late 2020, early 2021. And look where we are now. So the cost of living over the past 3 years is just out of control. I'm saying that, we all know this, so I'm stating the obvious. But now the reason for this post is everybody is starting to notice it. Not just a handful or the select few, the people who are in these numbers every day, like me. Now the general population is starting to notice it. And this is a ticking time bomb. So there are other millennials out there who will say, get a side hustle. Bro, it's not even an option anymore. I have several businesses that I run, built, and a company that I'm part of as we're building this company, and with a trading software website, and very, very proud of it. A lot of work is going into it, though. A lot of time. Not every millennial wants to build a company. Not every millennial wants to be an entrepreneur. But it's becoming less and less of an option or a luxury to do that. It's almost a necessity anymore. I can't even imagine being somebody who's a single 28-year-old millennial who's making $40,000, $50,000 a year. How are you guys making it? Seriously. I empathize greatly for people who are in that boat, and that's a lot of people. So back to my original point is that I'm starting to see a lot more people talk about it. I consider it to be a ticking time bomb. I think things are going to get far worse before they get better. But unfortunately, I think this is a rabbit that you just can't put back into a box. It's out of the box. You can't put it back in there. That's the way I see it. Now, other things can change, like incomes or tax brackets, tax breaks, tax credits, things like that can change. But in terms of the price of things, I don't see that changing anytime soon. So, I am very, very blessed. So I don't have the same worries as a lot of people, but that doesn't mean I enjoy seeing people struggle. So, if you watch this to the end, comment. I'm interested to know everybody's thoughts. I have a feeling what the common thread is going to be, but I just wanted to get my opinion out into the ether on the internet and just let everybody know that I'm rooting for you if you're struggling. If there's any way I can help as a stock trader, and we teach as well, if there's anything I can do to help, let me know. I'm more than happy to answer any questions. God bless.